Welcome everybody to episode 1 of the CMON Nerd Nights Munchkin Dungeon painting series. We're going to be painting this ugly gray wizard into this beautiful, easily two-step painted miniature. Well, let's get it. Alright, as always, we're making sure we're filing down those mode lines as we're doing the entire starting characters at once. And as you can see in the background, I have more minis to paint than I know what to do with. Just doing a basic primer of Corax White from Citadel Paints. Still not sponsored. First up, we're going to be doing the skin. We're going to be using Cadian Flesh Tone. If you want to use Kislev Flesh, you can use that too, but I just went with a little bit of a darker color. Since this is a white model primed in, obviously, white, you're going to take 2 to 3 layers of thin paint to get all over the surfaces. Make sure we're thinning our paints with a decent amount of water to make it a milky consistency, and just take the time, enjoy the paint. Once the skin's done, we're going to be using a Mechanica Standard Gray for the beard and the eyebrows. Again, this is going to take 2 to 3 layers. Make sure it completely dries before putting on that next layer, or else it's going to smudge it around and make it look pretty crappy. This is after my 3rd layer, so it's actually looking pretty good. You're going to get a little bit of that white popping out, which is the basic contrast we're looking for because we're not trying to go crazy here. I also fixed part of the skin, as I see here, because I messed it all up. The robes and hat, we're only using one color, and one color only. No shades, no nothing. Just a Nagaroth Nightshade. It's going to be real simple, not going crazy. Alright, this took me about 4 layers because that purple is pretty thin, which we want. But once you get that about that 4th layer on there, it's going to look really dark and really nice, matching what it looks like from the video. Not from the video, from the picture of what they gave you in the board game. There you go. I've been drinking, obviously. Alright, still putting on the base layer, and as you can see, it is pretty milky. It's going to take a minute to dry, but I live in a dry climate, so it dries relatively quickly. This is after the 4th layer, and I'm just doing touch-ups here and making sure that it looks real nice and pretty for when the women are beating down my door and I gotta shoo them away, because it happens almost never. For the belt buckle and the hat buckle, we're using Rhinox hide. That's the only color we're using, so one call, that's all. Yep. Thinned again. 2 layers it took me to get this because it is obviously a darker color with a darker pigment. It's real simple. Throw it on there. If you need to clean up any of that purple, make sure you just clean it up during the process, and as we're going, we're just going to be cleaning, putting on new layers, cleaning anything that we got over the side. Just be careful when you are painting the belt. I should have used a smaller brush, but I was lazy. I will admit that. And I should have used just a little bit of a smaller brush, but it worked out, so it's okay. F it. This is the 2nd layer, just putting that on real quick to make it stand out just a little bit more so we don't have to do anything else with it. For the cape, we're only using 1 color, no shades, no nothing, and it's going to be Warpstone Glow. It took me a total of 4 layers for the cape on the backside and the inside. This model is not overly highlighted from the box art, so we're keeping it as mundane as possible. One, because it doesn't need to be overly complicated, and B, they're more like a cartoon character with not a lot of contrasted colors. So they're just real simple, real easy. We're not going crazy. Simple, easy. For the belt buckle and the hat buckle, we're using our standard Amazing Lead Belcher. I used a size 10 brush for this just to get it on there without making too much of a mess. If we do get it overboard, it's not a problem. We can go back with the purple Nagaroth Nightshade or the Rhinox hide and just fill in the spots we got it over. I was just trying to save time by doing it quickly but effectively and efficiently while not having to fix a bunch of spots. Finesse is the key here, and having a good stable balance on both arms. So just be careful, take your time. Unlike I did, smudging it everywhere. Oh well. Top buckle's looking pretty good. Just make sure you get the belt buckle, and we should be good on the silver. We're just going to do one highlight after that, but we'll hit that later in the video. For the handle of the wand, we are going to use Baylor Brown. It's the only color we're going to be doing right there. No highlight, one color, that's all. While we're watching me paint this handle, I want to thank our sponsors today. Nobody, because nobody's going to sponsor these videos because we have no followers, barely any likes, but we're going to build it. We're going to keep going. We're going to be moving on. Maybe I can get my mom or somebody to sponsor it. She give me like a ham sandwich, peanut butter and jelly, top ramen. I don't know. We'll figure it out. For the boots or the shoes, we're going to be using the Morfang Brown. Let's take 3 layers of this because of the white background. While you're watching me paint the boots, make sure you get the legs are going to be purple. I can't really see it in this video, but the legs are going to be purple. The parts of the boots on the bottom and the little cuffs are going to be brown. I want to thank everybody in Nerd Knights Gaming for continued support of playing games with me, even though I know you guys are tired of it and you want to raise to come play, but I'll bribe you with beer. The most complicated part of this model is going to be the Everland Sunset. It's going to be the star on the wand, and it's going to be all the little stars on the actual robes and hat. Used a size 10 brush and just real carefully trace the outlines. As you can see, the indentations on the hat and on the robes, and just went around, did it very carefully. It's going to take you about 2 layers to get that yellow looking good. For the vials on the belt, and we're going to use this for the teeth after we use our Nolan Oil shade on the actual mouth. We're going to use Ivory from Vallejo Paint. Again, I should have used a smaller brush, but I was being super lazy for unknown reasons, and I just used the big number 2. But I eventually switched it off camera to a number 10 brush, which ended up being more beneficial because I can get in those tiny sides that you can see against the rope. We're going to use straight Abaddon Black. I didn't mix this with anything. I just did it straight out of the pot for the eyes. The wizard only has black beady eyes, so that's exactly what we're going to do. Black beady eyes. Used by normal 2 sized brush, and just 1 dab in the center because you can see the indentation and you're good. The highlight for the Everland Sunset is going to be a Flash Gets Yellow. Whew, good. You're just going to trace over the original yellow ones you did already, and just go over them and make sure that you're making them just a little bit brighter than what they before. Make it look like a real wizard's robe, like a real nice Merlin or some other fictional character. Well, I figured out how to work a camera. I want to thank my wife for only beating me on days that end with Y, and for supporting this channel and being real supportive of Nerd Knights and what we do here. Yep, don't forget the wand. That's pretty important. Makes it look nice on the table. Like he's shooting like a fire star thingamabobber. Yeah. We're just going to use a little Nolan oil for the mouth, and you'll see why it's going to look real good here in a second. Put a very decent amount in there. Don't go crazy, don't dunk the thing in there, but put a good amount where you can then see the crevices between the teeth and the outlining of the teeth. I put 2 basically drops in there, and it worked out real nice. That same ivory that we had for the vials, we're going to use that for the teeth. And we're just going to make little basic outlines of teeth, and that's going to be it. It's real simple. Just take your time. Not level 10, size 10. Level 10, what are we doing, playing Mario Brothers? Size 10 brush, and just make little outlines to the teeth, and you'll be good. I forgot to take a picture of the other silver I used, but I used a Storm Host silver, or you can use an Iron Breaker silver, or what do you have comparable. And I just went over the outlines of the silver real quick. Make sure you get that bottom belt buckle actually on the belt too. As I almost forgot, because I had 7 beers at this point. Delicious. Okay, just use some of the Mechanica Standard Gray. God, I can't talk. You think it was the alcohol? Nah, I drank a lot of that. It couldn't have been that. I don't think so. I think we're good. Yeah, just use whatever you got left over from the beard and just slap it on the bottom of the base and we're good. And we have it. An absolute masterpiece of basic perfection because we didn't go crazy on it. And it's my favorite part of the video, the beer drinking. I know people trying to think, oh, that's just flavor covered water. That's nothing. Yeah, it is with 5% alcohol in it. As always, thank you for watching this video. I want to thank my patrons who are absolutely nobody. People who sponsor Nerd Nights, that's nobody. But thank you for watching this video. Maybe you got a laugh out of it. Maybe this helped you paint a model, or if you're just starting. Check us out on the Instagram at nerd.nights, where we're always posting new stuff. And this is going to be the whole series. I'm going to do the entire box set. So go ahead and check us out, and we'll see you later.